and welcome to Ante Meridiem, sponsored by Bodum. Shout out to Bodum. Check them out. Got some chai tea latte in my cup this morning with some soy milk because I'm lactose intolerant. Ante Meridiem is a mini morning podcast where we talk about getting your day started, how to be productive, staying focused, and all those kind of things. Really excited about the guest I have on today because this man is a man of many talents and he stays busy. He is an actor, he's a content creator, and he's also a streamer. Please give it up for Khleo Thomas. Yay.
Miss Haze. How are you? I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate being a guest.
Thanks for coming on. I was way too hyper in the morning right now.
Whatever you got in that mug, it's like got you wired.
So what do you usually drink in the morning then? Like what gets you going?
Okay, so I'm gonna share a very dark part of my history. I used to drink energy drinks first thing in the morning.
When you wake up?
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. First things in the morning, like with breakfast, I'd be hitting an energy drink. And no longer doing that anymore. I never was into coffee either. Never was into the coffee thing. Never was into tea either. So it's just water in the mornings, really.
Okay, I can't be mad at that. This is a question though: room temp or cold?
Oh, room temp.
That's okay.
Room temp. Cold.
In the morning?
I found out because I'm asthmatic still. So I found out that cold water would cause me to breathe different. And I didn't understand why. And come to find out there is a connection correlation. Like it's cold water sends a shock to your system because it does. It brings you down. You got to pee like really crazy all of a sudden. So yeah,
room temp is better for digestion too. So I drink room temp too. But in the morning I like cold water because of that shock. I like.
So you don't take cold. You take cold showers in the morning?
Yeah. I actually started doing it because I work out too. So with the muscles and stuff like that. Yeah. But it also just like shocks you awake. So when I don't want to drink like coffee or something super caffeinated, I'll hop in the shower and take a cold shower. It's fire. People sleep on it.
Sure.
Okay. So that leads into my next question. How do you start your AM? So like what's a typical day look like for you?
Man, the moment I wake up, I immediately start thinking about what has to be done throughout the day. Immediately. I give it to you. You gave a great intro bringing me in as far as there's always something to do because that's really how I operate. I really am addicted to what I do. I really love what I do. And, I grew up studying the greats, growing up in Los Angeles, you're a fan of Kobe Bryant, but then you also just start, looking at the people who are ultra successful in the lanes that they were in, not only as businessmen, but as athletes or as actors or as creators or as producers. You have to be addicted to what you do. You have to love what it is. So like I'm grateful to be addicted to loving getting up every morning and like there's something on my calendar because to be quite transparent, Roxy, there was years where there wasn't anything to do. And that was simply just due to me depending on an industry to facilitate my next move. So I was waking up every day just waiting for the audition. I was getting up every day waiting to be told where I was supposed to go instead of taking advantage of my life and getting to work. So that's why I am the way I am today. Like this is almost 12 years of just running on this every day. Let's go. Yes, ma'am.
So you're way more self-motivated and like you kind of make your own schedule. It's not necessarily a schedule that's laid out for you.
100%, yeah.
So how do you stay passionate about what you do since it's it's still in the realm of what you do because it's entertainment, but gaming and streaming is completely different than like structured acting where you get a script, you know what you're kind of gonna do versus like streaming where you kind of have to build your own audience and do all of that. So like how do you stay passionate about it and like how did that shift kind of happen and then all of that?
I think it comes from the first time I told my mom I wanted to act, I was like 5 years old. Like I was watching TV, we were living in Germany and I was watching a show, but I recognized that these people were putting on a play. They weren't this wasn't real. Like they were on a, like I don't know how I could disconnect the two, but I could tell. So I told my mom I wanted to do that at like 5 years old, but looking back on it, what I really meant was I just wanted to entertain. I just wanted to be entertained. Now, mind you, I was never the kid who was like fighting to be the center of attention. That was never me, but I wanted to do the center of attention thing on the camera. Like I wanted to tell a story is what I ended up realizing what I really meant. And for the streaming thing, it's right before the pandemic, I sat down with the Fox Soul Network and I was getting ready to have my very own late night talk show. I wanted to bring back the Arsenio Hall feeling kind of show because we don't have any young Black men hosting a show to talk about our topics and like of our generation. So I wanted to bring back that feeling because it's not here. So I was really excited to have the live studio audience. I pitched it to Fox Soul. They loved the idea. We were going to shoot the second week of April, and then the pandemic hit.
Oh, man.
It all froze. So every idea I had going into streaming, that all comes from what I had already originally prepared to do going into that deal with Fox Soul. So, yeah.
It's so interesting when I talk to people, like just the stuff that they were doing like right before the pandemic and just how like a switch happened, but everything that they're doing now they like really enjoy. So I think it's just cool seeing how like people are able to take what they wanted to do and change it into something different, but still be in the realm of like what they wanted to do. Because when you think about it, like streaming is like a late night talk show.
It's
really cool.
It's your show. You're live, and you got to look at it like I think with Twitch, you know. And I've been trying to tell everyone this, so like it's gonna come off like a secret, but it's not. It's just the truth. No one was paying attention to it. We as content creators, we as producers, we gave so much to Instagram and social media for absolutely free, because that's what for the likes and for the comments, and then to potentially hopefully get a brand deal. Like that's potential and hopeful with quotation marks. Like that's what it was for. But what I realized was like we as a culture, we gave so much power to that, but we weren't figuring out how to monetize ourselves really. And with Twitch, when I really figured that out, I was like, I can create the content I want to create live and repurpose it later across all the other socials. But at least while I'm live on my show, this is my show. This is the Twitch is the network, and this is my channel. And when I go live, this is my show. So it was when that switch hit, I was like, okay, this is how we're gonna take it. So yeah, man, you got it. That's just want to share that with people, man. You gotta go get it.
That's smart too. Repurposing content. I don't think we do that enough. And then there's like a lot of pressure just as a content creator to make something new every single day. So I think it's really smart, and that's really good advice to give. Like take the content you've already created, repurpose it, because just because you did it on Twitch doesn't mean that everybody saw it on Twitch. So you can. And also just the whole snake eating itself type thing. So that's cool.
There you go.
So this one was a question that was submitted. So what is slick living? And I added this part. How do you apply it to your life and how you work? So what is slick living?
So slick living was originally the name of my third mixtape. It was when I just signed an independent deal to a brand, and we created this mixtape. I called it Slick Living, but the word slick has always stuck with me throughout the years. When I was a kid, my parents used to say I had a slick mouth. My grandma used to tell me that. I used to say very slick stuff, but it was how I was thinking. Like it was way above my age. I shouldn't have been thinking or saying the things I did, but I just thought these things. So the word has stuck with me all my life, and then just living it just sounded right. I was in the studio one day, and my producer with me was like, "What are we going to name the mixtape?" I was like, I just blurted it out, Slick Living. And the next thing you know, we're creating the project. It goes out. And then I had a shirt that I wanted to make. I just wanted to take the old YSL logo and take out the Y and just have the SL and make that the Slick Living logo moving forward. And we put a shirt up for sale, and it sold out in an hour. And I was like, bet. So there's meaning behind this, but what does it mean? I just started building more and more onto it. And side note really quick, it's funny that YSL ended up changing their name to, instead of Yves Saint Laurent, it just became Saint Laurent. And they took the Y out, and I was like, right ahead of it. So that was interesting. But slick living has meant throughout the years. I think it's meant so much to so many people, and I think they connect it with me specifically just because they see me every day hard at work and actually living a prosperous life and like feeling like you're living in your purpose here on earth. Like you're going after whatever it is you want to go after. Be happy though. I think at the end of it all, like especially after the pandemic, I think everyone should have learned that one, nothing is promised. So two, why not live every single day? You got to be happy. Like nothing, there should be nothing to stress you out. There should be nothing to pull you down. Like I know it's hard and it sounds easier than it really is, but you gotta try to do it. Other people gonna be upset, other family gonna be upset, but you gotta be happy and figure out how to make like the fullest of your life.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Out here living slickly. Yeah. All right. Next question. How do you determine what projects or deals fit within your brand? I know you're really like you have a specific brand and image. So how do you determine like what projects you're going to pick up, which ones you're going to turn down, and all that kind of stuff.
Luckily for me, I've always been multifaceted, which worked against me my entire life until now. I kid you not, it worked against me. I had managers and I had managers in place who would say like, "Yo, we're pushing this record. You can't be talking about anime." Like,
Because this
like
was like 10 years ago. Yeah,
exactly. So
before.
like my whole life, I've been multifaceted. I've been into so much stuff, but it would always stack on top of each other, and it wasn't a good look if you were doing this. It wasn't a good look if you were doing dead ass. So it's amazing that all these years, it now has a payoff that I just always was staying true to myself and not burying this because it wasn't a good look. Like, no, I like it though, me. So the things that you see me endorse or the things that you see me attached to is because I actually do have a knowledge of it because I've been into it all these goddamn years. So yeah, man. So that's where it all stems from. It's just as long as it fits with the brand, you'll never catch me endorsing anything that I'm not really a fan of. So it's great to continue to work with these companies and put out great stuff as well. I think that for a very long time, corporations and companies were trying to figure it out. I think they just depended on anyone with big numbers and expected a return. But I do think the false in that was that these guys didn't know what they were doing. They didn't really care to talk about what they were talking about. I genuinely care. I genuinely love film. I love anime. I love cartoons. I love comics. I love sneakers. I love technology. I love cameras. I love a lot of stuff, and I have all this knowledge. So it's great to partner up with these corporations and brands, and I hope that we continue great relationships moving forward.
And that leads me to my last question. You kind of already gave some advice on it. Do you have any advice on brand building? So one of them was like just finding brands that you already kind of like with stuff that you like, so it's genuine. Because I think that's also important for brand building. Like keeping it genuine, it makes like your followers trust you. It builds some trust. So do you have any other advice on brand building?
Man, whatever it is that you are going to build off of, like do the research for sure. Do the research, know what you're getting into, and know how to also separate yourselves from the pack, because there's millions of people out there in the world. There is, and potentially trying to do the exact same, like down to the finest detail as you. So you got to find a way to make yourself stand out a little bit more. Like having a deck put together with all of your all of not only your socials, but of course your pictures of you in different ways so people can see you in a different light, or a quick write-up to talk about your accomplishments that you do outside of what you're even reaching out to these brands for. And protect it at all costs, man. Protect your brand at all costs. And Roxy, you can attest to it. Like I am. I absolutely am, because I not to sound disrespectful to anyone else, but I come from doing this since I was a child. You know what I mean? So I feel that anyone who just started doing it within the last 5 to 10 years, it's a completely different thing for them, because they're just seeing it as new to them, and it's like it has a little bit more flexibility, I guess. I feel maybe that's how they look at it. But for me, I've had this, a light on me since I was a child. So I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to protect what has been blessed to me to have, because it is something that your brand will be able to continue to give you as you have longevity in whatever lane that you choose to be in. And this business is about longevity. It is about diversifying yourself as well.
It is. I agree. So that is my final question. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. Do you have any stuff coming up that you want to tell the people about, or everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, we got we'll work on the Batman Beyond project. I'm really excited for people to see that. We had to push it back just a bit due to Christopher Clark Cowan, who directed and did the action designing, directed behind UALA. His Shang-Chi trailer just came out, so he worked on the next Marvel movie. So we had to push it back just a little bit. You might see your first sneak peek at it before Halloween this year. Like last year's Power Line was like a big deal. So
I'll give you that. It was dope.
Power Line, that was a dream come true, man. That was a dream come true. And that's another brand thing. That's because that character, like, it's not me, I didn't create it, but it's because I've talked about that character so much over years that people immediately just connect.
It's now associated with you. Yeah, that's cool.
And I love that. So yeah, be on the lookout for the Batman Beyond project. Taking over the front page of Twitch for 2 campaigns next month in June. So I'm really excited. You're going to see me on the front page of Twitch doing some really great stuff with them. And continue to check out All Def Gaming and the Arcade Tokens, the Arcade Queens, and whatever the hell Roxxy Haze has coming next. You're gonna have plenty of footage of me telling you this, but I promise you, you are the most talented person I have ever like laid eyes on. I'm like, oh, it's a rap. It's a freaking rap. Like I'm gonna tell the story really quick. Roxy was supposed to come and do a show in LA before the pandemic. She invited me. I RSVP'd. I was going to go. The pandemic happened. She didn't get a chance to do her stand up here in LA. But I kept following because I'm like, something's gonna happen. And the next thing you know, she's roped into the entire circle of All Def and arcade tokens. And I've been having the opportunity now to build with you and work with you. But I'm like, yo, it's only a matter of time. When Roxy hits, it's a wrap, and I will be that guy in the back of the auditorium with the sign talking about "Told you so." I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time.
Well, thank you, Khleo. I very much appreciate it. That has been Ante Meridiem with Roxxy Haze, sponsored by Bodum. Make sure you check them out. Click the link in the description, depending on where you're watching, the description or whatever it is. You get a discount on the mug and some of the other items they have. Y'all check out Khleo on everything. You're on like all social media at Khleo Thomas. And make sure you check out his Twitch because his streams are hilarious. Bye. Have a good day.